What's the matter, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Father Death. Today, I'm going to be giving an honest review of Scream 5. It's been out for quite some time now. Going to be on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, I think, actually pretty soon. I think like a couple weeks. But yeah, let's dive right into it. So, right off the bat, I originally hated this movie. Like, hated it. Like, when I first saw it in the theater, the first time, it was opening weekend, I left, and I said when I left, I was like, I'd rather watch Scream 4 than that. Like, that was worse than Scream 4. So I hated it so much. Like, I was super disappointed, super upset, and I actually wore the Ghostface costume to the theater. Like, I got it custom made for me, and then I got like an actual, like, I got a KMB mask from some of the scenes from the original Scream, and yeah, so I was a super fan, you know, as were a lot of people, and I was super disappointed. And the reason for that was I was really, I really wanted Stu to come back. Like, I was like, you know, they're bringing it back 10 years later after Scream 4, that colossal mess. They're going to redeem it. They're going to bring Stu back. And I knew they were going to have, like, obviously the legacy characters back with a new cast. And I watched through some of the interviews, and the cast was like, oh yeah, we're really proud of the movie, you know, yada yada. And they said, like, each of us represent a legacy character. So, you know, I was going into it with some high hopes, but I knew in the back of my mind it wasn't gonna obviously live up to the original. No sequel, like most sequels don't. So, but I was still a little disappointed. It was like, I was really wanting Stu to come back. I wanted Stu to come back. I wanted more out of the legacy characters. I didn't find the new cast that good. So I went into it with a mindset of, Stu's coming back, legacy characters rule, let's go. And that's why it sucked. Then, you know, I watched it again, and again, and again, and again. I watched it 5 times, okay? I've seen this movie 5 times. 4 times in the theater, once at home. And some of them, like, back to back. Like, I watched it twice, like, in one day, and then the next day I watched it again. It grew on me each time I watched it. Like, I genuinely liked it more and more because I had an open mind. And then I rewatched all the original Screams, and honestly, I wasn't that well versed in the Scream universe when I first watched this new Scream. Like, I wasn't. I watched all the movies before, but it's been a while. So this movie kind of got me hyped again. You know, like, I was like, man, I used to love Ghostface. You know, let's get back into it. And here I am. I started a channel, and it's doing good so far. The best way I could summarize this movie is if you're going into it hoping for Stu to come back, you know, for like a Billy and Stu. If you were a hardcore Billy and Stu fans and the like original cast legacy character fans, you're going to be disappointed. You may not hate it like I did, but you're going to be disappointed. You may even like it a little bit, but you're still overall going to be disappointed. But if you're going into this movie as a Scream franchise fan in general, like the Scream movies, then you'll be happy. It'll be a fun movie for you. But so yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. And where I rest now after seeing this 5 times, I love this movie. I do. I love Scream 5. This movie made me more well versed in like acting and, you know, like the casting and like the actual work that goes into creating a film. Like, I actually know more. I got more knowledge now. So seeing what they did, I appreciate it. You could tell they did. They cared. They put detail into this film. They wanted to please the original OG fans, which I'm not even technically in that age group. But they wanted to please the OG fans, but also make this for a new generation. And I do. I love it. It does have its problems, but I'm going to agree. I love it. I do. I love it. And the biggest reason I love it is because of Billy Loomis. Absolutely loved how they brought him back. I was not expecting it. Like, when he popped up in that mirror, like when Sam was taking the pills in the hospital, I jumped, and I, like, my brother was with me, and I was like, yo, it's Billy. Like, I was like in shock that I was seeing Billy Loomis on the big screen in 2022. It was awesome. That made the movie for me. That like boosted it up so high. Just that they honored the original mastermind behind it all. I loved it. They didn't, and they even honored Stu. They did. I was about to say they didn't. They did. They honored Stu. They gave him Dewey mentions him once. I think he's mentioned another time. That Vince guy was like his nephew or something like that. I don't know. I didn't like the way I didn't care for that dude. I don't know if he has any significance, but maybe we'll find out in the next film. But so like yeah, they kind of honored Stu a little bit. But yeah, Billy Loomis, Skeet Ulrich, they phenomenally brought him back. I was so happy with that. Like I did. I loved it, and I also didn't like it at the same time. Like because I was like, Billy Loomis as an hallucination. That's obviously the only way they could have brought him back. I was like, I didn't agree with him, kind of smirking at Sam, like after she killed Richie and saved the day. Because I even told my brother, I was like, that's not Billy Loomis. Like Billy Loomis is a sadistic, violent kid. Like he would not be smirking and going like, oh, good job, you saved the day. And I talked about that more in my previous Billy Loomis video. But yeah, and I was expecting there to be like flashbacks. Like I thought they were gonna like, get like a Stu and Billy, like get some voices in there or something, use some archive footage. I thought they were gonna do that, but no, it got even better. They actually brought Skeet Ulrich back. I was not expecting it. So yeah, that's the main reason I love this movie, and the cast is good. It is. The cast is good. The actors are. The actors are good. I originally, when I first walked out of the theater, I thought the actors sucked. Honestly, I did. I didn't like them, but that was before I cooled down. I was like, you know what? I'll go into it with an open mind, put Stu aside, put Billy aside, and just watch it for what it is. And they were good. You could tell they were trying to live up to their legacy characters. They were trying to do their best to make this a good film. And I'm excited for this next film. I love Scream 5. A big complaint with Scream 5 is there wasn't quite enough character development. Like, when I left the theater, I didn't remember the characters' names. That's usually a good indicator whether or not it's there was enough development, unless you're just not paying attention. But I was, trust me. I didn't remember all their names. I was like, wait, was that guy, who was Wes again? Wasn't the one dude named Chad? And then this, that. So, like, there wasn't quite enough development, especially on Amber's part, being that she was one of the killers. We could have used some more scenes with them in it, some more dialogue, like the pool table where they were at in the beginning. I wish there was a little more of that. So that's probably the biggest problem with Scream 5, I'd say. There wasn't enough character development, and I think that's agreed upon within the Scream community. I've seen a lot of people say the same things, especially about Amber. But overall, Scream 3, I love it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Awesome movie.